Well, hey guys, this is Daz, the WattbikeAtom Zwifter, streaming to demo the companion app. You will see that for a change today, my um, face is missing. There is no way of having two video feeds in at the moment with the software that I'm using for this, so it's either a blessing or a curse. Instead, what I've got is a preview of my um, companion app. That's what I was trying to think of. There's my hand just going in front there. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to synchronize the menus that you can look through on the companion app, and you can use these to kind of enrich your experience when you are in game. Now, for those of you that are more deft of hand, you should be able to position your smartphone device or your iPad in a position near to your watt bike. So as you are racing, you can use it to at least change directions, give hand signals, give ride-ons, and just generally navigate around without having to reach out, either if you're like me with an Apple TV remote, try to work your way around the system with that, or if you have a laptop or a Mac, is to have the keyboard and mouse next to you. So there's a lot of features with the companion app that shortcut all of that effort that you'd have to put in to try to make things keep within your reach whilst you are actually playing on the game. So anyway, I'm watching the caught up version of this playing on YouTube, so it's going to be a bit strange for me at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to minimize that, and hopefully now when I put my hand in front of the screen, yes, that works. I think I'm about 6 seconds out. As I said, I'm only new to this streaming thing. I will get better with age, albeit I don't want to get too old, otherwise this game will be out of date. So currently not set up to ride myself because I'm clearly live streaming. So what I've done is I've just joined a France map. I have no idea which one it is, but what I've done is I've used the trick which I've shown you in previous recordings, where you just click on one of the names in the Zwifter's nearby column on the right hand side, and I've managed to find a small group of people who are all riding. So this will give us some good work to be getting on with. As you can see, to start off with, I'm just going to give Mr. Mayrand a ride on. You can see now that my cursor is showing on screen. So Mr. Mayrand has just got a ride on from me. You'll see that, or Mrs. Mayrand, yes, it's Mr. Mayrand. So Mr. Mayrand got a ride on, or Mrs. Mayrand. Not quite clear yet. Let's have a look. Yes, definitely Mrs. It is most definitely a Mrs. or Miss Mayrand. Okay, so I'm just going to be bringing my finger into view of the small window that you've got there, just so that I can show you the features of this. Now, if this moves around, it's because I've mounted my smartphone on a flexible grab hook, if you like. So what I'm going to do first of all is go back to the home screen. So this is a screen that you will start on before you even load the game. So you can load this up. You can actually sit without even ever having loaded up Zwift, and you can do a ton of things from the companion app straight from your smartphone or your tablet device. So from top to bottom there, we can see that currently there are 19,899 people Zwifting right now, and then underneath that you've got a greyish box with some names in it, and you see on the right hand side that you have a thumb up symbol. So I can just, with one sweep of my finger, I can press, and I've just given ride-ons to 24 people who I follow or who follow me. If you look on the right hand side, we've now got 20,026. So as I've been sitting here, another 27 people have joined Zwift. So if I was to click on the arrow on the right hand side of that orange square, it will eventually list. It will take a while because there are 20,000 people actually Zwifting at the moment, but it'll start listing them all by name, and you can scroll through it to your heart's content if you want. Or you can have a look at the ones that you are following, and you can click on just those people who you are following, and you can see their names there. There's a few faces that jump straight to mind there of my team. So I've got S. Brealey, PTT is one of my Atom Racing team buddies. There's some other ones there. Look, so you've got a few more arts there, Atom Racing team. And also it breaks it down into which map they are actually riding on. So a lot of them are riding in Wattobia. So you can see at the top you've got Wattobia. And as you scroll down in the other worlds, you've got Richmond, you've got New York, and you've got Crit City, which is an event-only ride. So that guy, Alex, is actually riding on an events-only map, which is Crit City. And then you've got at the bottom, which is France. Obviously, there'll be more and more people on this, the more you follow, and the more people are actually riding at the time. So that's just a quick way of getting into that. There's a button on the right hand side there. If you click on that button, you can then go into search for a particular person. So if somebody has messaged you on one of your usual messages, either through a text message, Discord, Facebook, whatever, email, said, I'm currently Zwifting, do you fancy joining me? You can search for them using the find symbol, which is over there on the top right hand side. Okay, so coming back out of Zwifting now, and we've had a look at that one. In the middle, you've got this this map that's showing you that the majority of people that you are looking at in there are actually in. Let me have a look and see what that is. Yeah, so that's basically saying it's one of the world maps that's in there. You've got this little down arrow on here, which is called Zwift Academy. So you can see in there that you've got the progress of the Zwift Academy, which I'm currently enrolled in, and it's saying that I've done so many Zwift Academy road events. I am not in the run and I'm not in the triathlon. So if I were to click on, okay, so I'm now clicking on my Zwift Academy road, it's called. Sorry, I keep having to move because I can't actually see the screen, so just bear with me. It's saying that I'm 41% complete. I've done 3 out of 8 workouts. I've done 2 out of 4 group rides or races. And that's my dashboard underneath. It says that's what you've got left to do, what's completed, so I can have a look and see what I've actually done. So that's my progress. You can scroll down. You can only ever see this when you are in the workout when it is actually run live. So this is Zwift Academy 2020. You can get access to these programs after they have run. So all of the Zwift Academies from previous years are available in game, in your profile. So you can revisit them if you miss them. So as you scroll down, you've got all of the different workouts all the way across there. So you've got all the different workouts that you can do. You've got your group rides. And then you've got a segment group ride. Some of these segment group rides are mandatory if you're wanting to go for the Zwift Academy place, because they're actually recruiting somebody from the end of this. They do that every year. So you can obviously plan your race and do all of that stuff there. So you can schedule all your events and everything will be in there. You've got the calendar underneath. So there's a lot of extensive information about the Zwift Academies in there. Okay, scrolling down a little further, we've got another window with an orange banner above it called Events. What it normally does here is it gives you a clue of what the next upcoming events are. So we've got at 16:45, so this is obviously Sunday the 29th of November 2020, if you're not watching this live. And it just says that the next ride is a We Are Invictus social ride hosted by Invictus Games. It's a 60-minute ride. There's 2 people currently registered onto that, and there's 109 two followers, I think that means, and 109 people are actually attending it. So 2 people that I follow are in there. We'll go into events. So within events, you've got a number of windows, and as I said there, so that's today, that is what the next ride will be. And as you scroll down, you've got all of your events on here. To find out more about them, you click on the picture. It'll tell you what the map is, how long it is in duration or distance, how many people are actually registered on that. So if I scroll down, I think it's a different, there you go. So if you click on that one there, it will take you to the people who are taking part in that. So I've got there's some sweepers in there. I've got one person that I'm following. I've got all these other people that are taking part in that. And you can see it said E category, which means it is just an open category. Okay, if you were using Zwift for running, the first button, if you like, on the top left is for rides. The second button is for running. So you can see all your runs there. And then this thing on the right hand side is meetups. So you can actually create meetups. So this is meetups that you can plan and you can invite your friends to. So if you click on that, I'll show you how to set one of them up. So you click on meetup. It asks at the top, what do you want to do? Do you want to ride or do you want to run? When do you want to meet? So let's just have a look and let's just program one in for next Sunday, which is the 6th. Click OK, ask you what time, we'll say 5 o'clock. Where do you want to go? Let's say that we want to do Road to Sky because I'm feeling particularly vicious and I want to finish on Alpe de Zwift. It automatically pulls in the duration for that map, which is 18.5 kilometers. And then underneath you've got this feature called customize your workout, customize your meetup. You can either keep everyone together. This is what's known as elastic banding. So it doesn't matter how fast the fastest person at the front shoots off and how slow the person at the back drops back. There is an algorithm within the game that will naturally speed you up or slow you down so that you can relatively keep the group together around the beacon. The beacon is the person who has the yellow torch that shines vertically as they're riding along the map. Or on the meetup, you will see them appear in the middle when they leave messages on the middle of the screen, and they have a symbol next to their name as well to say that they are the beacon. You can have a meetup only view, which basically means that the only people that you will see in that meetup are the ones that you've invited. So you won't see any other riders around the course. You will just see those that you've invited in. There's an up and a downside to that. The upside is it's a less busy kind of map. The downside is if you invite 20 odd people and only 3 people turn up, there's going to be 3 people on the map and that's it. So just aesthetically, there isn't as much activity. You do just feel like you're riding on your own. Okay, the other features that you've got is race results. Race results means that you're all in it to race and finish. There are no late starts or late arrivals. As soon as the clock has ticked down to 0, that's it. Anybody who hasn't signed in before then can't join. So if you don't want to restrict anybody's time to come in, so if they're just back into work at 5:05 and you don't want them to miss it, just leave it as none for customize your meet out and turn off meetup only view if you want it to look a bit busier. You can describe what the meetup is if you want to. Basically when you start, then that message will be broadcast to everyone. You can actually send it from in there. So that's the create meetup. If I was to click on, where are we? Send. You must invite at least one person. Bear with me. Discard any changes for that meetup. Right. Create meetup. Go back into it again. Okay. Who do you want to invite? Click on the plus. You can only add your followers. So you basically put, and it's up to 100 people. So you just press plus next to the name, and then they will get a notification that comes into their companion app. It doesn't always, unless you've got your settings to notify you of every message that you get, you don't always see that. So if you've invited someone and you haven't told them via your other communications means, then you might as well drop them a note on Messenger or Facebook or whatever, or Instagram. Okay, so that's create meetup, and that's all of the events. So go back to home. So that's events, and then we've got this one here, which is activities. This gives you a rundown of the activities that your friends are either doing at the moment or that you've done, so you can have a look at your previous meetups. And you see that yesterday I did a meetup with Scotty, 65.2 kilometers. And then if you wanted to have a look at all of your other favorites, you can see other people that have done it on there. If you see a blue ride-on symbol, then that means that they're currently racing. That's 15 minutes to go. So basically Markland is 3.61 kilometers. He's been riding for 7 minutes 42 and he's climbed 6 meters. So if you click on that symbol, then he gets an in-game ride-on. Here's another one. So we've got Luke Caudet's BZR. He's been riding for 31 minutes. Again, you can just give him a ride on. So even when you're not riding on Zwift yourself, you haven't got the game loaded up, you can interact with a lot of your favorite people. Okay, go back to home. So that's the activities tab. In the goals, you can basically just set yourself a weekly distance goal and a weekly time goal. And as you can see, I'm a bit shy this week. Up in the top right, you've got the notifications tab that nearly always fills up. As soon as you load that and you can see all of them, that will then clear and reset back to 0. Right, I have started a map. I am following someone different this time because I think the person I was following before, I think she's left. So I'm just going to click on someone else that I can follow, hopefully. That's just gone black on you. I do apologise. My graphics card is messing me about a little bit today, but hopefully you've got the picture back up now, and we're looking at see Dom Bear. So if I click on game on the companion, this is the same thing that you will see. The only difference being is I've now got an orange blob which is following somebody. You wouldn't see that if it was just you in the game. You would be able to follow the map and you would be the person that map is centered on. You can touch the map, you can have a look around, you can see where the roads bend, etc. You can do turnarounds, you can give the elbow symbol to say to people, come up and pass me, you can give a wave, you can give a ride on. If you press that, you'll hear ride on. You can pull up a graph. These only work when you're riding. You pull up a graph to see how much progression you've made. So what's your average watts, what the elevation is that you've done, and the heart rate. You've also got this button that basically tells people to hammer down. That tells people that you're toast. That says you're smiling. This can change the in-game views. This will work with watch. So I can just change the field of view by pressing the eye symbol, and then you've got that one which is a screen capture. So if I press that briefly, you'll see the screen flash white, and that means that for that particular frame I've now caught a picture which will be saved in my device. So that's the map screen. On the dashboard screen, it should all be zeros because I'm not currently riding. Little tip for you, if you want to change this readout from watts and you want to look at your effort in watts per kilogram, you just tap on it in game. I don't think it works when you're not in game. Oh, in fact, no, it does just work in here. So when you are riding, in that little space there, it will say watts. If you press on the symbol when you're riding, it will change to watts per kilogram. That's just a little tip that I found. Yeah, so that's just your dashboard. If you get any power-ups in game, you can activate them by pressing that button down there, or there's a little white button that you can just see at the top left. Any power-ups that you get will also appear there, so you can press them. If you click on Zwifters now, the little grey bar will focus on the person you are either watching, like I'm watching at the minute, or that will be yourself. If you want to recenter back on that, because you can scroll up, well, if you scroll the list downwards, that means that you are looking at people ahead of you. If you scroll the screen upwards, that's the people that are behind you. And the way that you can tell is if you've got a plus symbol next to a digit, that means that they are behind you. You are plus that many seconds ahead of them. If you've got a minus symbol, they are minus a time, and that means that you are behind them. So you are 1.04 seconds behind them. This will always mess you about. When you're trying to find someone, somebody else will just drop onto the map. This will then reset and go all over the place. So sometimes you need to recenter it on yourself, and there's a symbol up in the top left just above where it says messages. If you click on that, it will automatically recenter back on yourself. So if you're in a group and you want to send a message to somebody, which I'll show you how to do that in a second, you just press that top left grey symbol just above messages and it will recenter. You've also got another button up there which if I press that, that will tell you that there are no connections. Use the pair devices screen to connect your gear. So you can actually pair in-game if you lose a connection from your smart device, and it will connect back up to your Wattbike, let's say for instance, through your companion app. You've also got a button up there which basically jumps you back off to the Find Zwifters screen. So that's just a shortcut back to the same menu that you can find there. Find on Zwift, but this just means Find Zwifters. I'm not sure whether that is just for people that are in this game when you click on this game menu, or if that's globally. Okay, so that's the game menu within there. There's another black flash, I think, of the map just going off because of the graphics card. We'll have to try to fix that. Okay, 2 buttons bottom left. If you're watching somebody and you click on that, you go back to me. There I am, just sitting there at the beginning, not doing anything. If you want to end the race there and then, and you want to come out of Zwift, you press and hold that for a few seconds. There's like a little colour change that goes all the way up to the top and then stops. You then be presented, I'm not going to do it because this will just crash the entire map that you're watching, because that's what my PC does for some strange reason. It will then give you an option. Do you want to save it, rename it, or discard it? And that's all the race that you've done. If you click on save, uploads information onto your Zwift profile. Okay, so the other menus that you can press on there is shop. That will take you to an external Zwift.com merchandise page. You've also got some settings. You've got help and you've got forums. Click on settings. They are the settings that you've got. They're all fairly straightforward. You can click on notifications if you want notifying when you've got new followers. So this basically controls how many notifications that you get. You've got event reminders. If you've got group message alerts, group message sounds, in-game sound effects. So you can do a lot of changes in there as well. So it'll actually give you a notification if you're in the game that you've got one of them alerts. Connections wise, again, this is another good one if you are on Strava or if you're on Training Peaks, Today's Plan, Garmin, Fitbit, or Withins. You can actually pair your Zwift account to that, and the bottom one there I think is Adidas. So again, this just takes all the data from the heart rate, the distance, and everything else that you've done and just uploads that. The connection to Strava is particularly good. Privacy chat and profile. Within profile in here, you've got the option to change your picture. You can change your weight if you put on or lose weight. You can change your flag. You can change it from imperial to metric units. And at the top, you can change the name. Sometimes you might need to change your name. Our Atom Racing team sometimes asks for the riders to race within different subgroups. So I'm currently racing in photons, but I could ride in protons. I could ride in nuclear. So just changing that in there is the quickest way to change your Zwift username. Okay, and that is everything. The Zwift forums, which is the link at the bottom again, will open into, I think it comes something external. If it does, then oh, in fact, no, it beds it back inside there. So now you've got a mini Zwift forums that you can actually look at on your smart device. I did think it was going to open that up in Chrome, so that doesn't do that. So you've got lots and lots of general discussion about the Zwift Academy, try everything, all the messages and that. Just a typical forum. Right, so that's it. I hope that was useful. Please remember, if you enjoyed that and you took something from that, you learned something, please give me a like on this video. It just affirms that somebody's actually watched it. And please feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be adding more and more of these videos in the coming days and weeks. And if you've got any queries whatsoever, please leave them in the comments on this one. If you'd like to ask me a question, or do you would like me to cover something in more detail on the next live stream, then feel free to do that as well. I've also got a podcast out there. Quickest way to find it is if you go into Spotify, because most people use Spotify, do a search for Let Me Atom. you'll notice the right one because it's like a greenish coloured icon. There's about 13, 14 episodes on there now. There's lots of useful information which I tend to leave in there. If you want to leave me a voicemail, a voice message question on there, it's anchor.fm/ and then it's let-me-atom/message. I want to try to make this as interactive as I can. I do like helping people out. I hope you found this useful, and please enjoy your Zwift riding as much as I do, and I hope to speak to you not too distant future.